Surprise, surprise. Big boss out K Po through the door. Hit the top this boxing. Your boy got through doing his homework. So I said, man, you know what? I'm gonna do a surprise live. The Bud Buddies been trying to smoke me. They've been trying. I've been on their head though. And this is the thing about me, I'm real proactive when it comes to stuff like that. So, you know, it's a couple of their names I recognize, so we really finna be on their head. You know what I mean? They don't understand what they dealing with. So I'm addressing this live is for them. Where the Bud Buddies at? That's what I want to know. Where they at, man? Let's get to it. What's good? G5 Huncho, what's good? Marathon man, what's up with you? You know, I got to say, man, I got a little bit of time. I got like an hour and some change. What's good, Vigilante Kato? I got an hour and some change, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, those that don't know, what's good, Dave? Hey, Dave been on them Bud Buddies head too, man. Dave always with it. What's up, Vendetta? What's good? I got a little bit of time, man. Like I told y'all, man, I'm about to get my bachelor, so you know I'm down the home stretch. I'm at that point where like we got to write a lot of papers. You know, we got to write a lot of papers. You know, so we got a lot of. I got to write a lot of papers, man. So you know that's why I ain't been going live, man. I've been having to write a lot. So. But whatever, Vendetta, Dave say, man, justice for Madrimov, man. We gonna talk about that fight, man, because you know they tried to come for boss, man. They tried to come for me in the comment section. You know the Bud Buddies tried to jump me. You know they tried to jump boss, like I'm running for some smoke or something. I said, nah, man, we ain't doing that. Every one of them got a dress. You know what I mean? Vigilante Kato say the Bud Buddies like them putties. Hey, big facts, man. You know, like that's what G5 Huncho. That's what I was. That's the point I was pointing out. We finna talk about all that today. You know what I mean? Excuse me. Like I said, I got like an hour and some change. Let's talk about Madrimov versus Bud. Right? I feel like Bud didn't do enough to win that fight. All the Bud Buddies keep talking about is all they keep talking. Oh, Israel Bud fan in the house. All right, cool. Hey, we got a Bud fan in the house. All right, cool. Hey, I'm just letting you know. Don't keep it respectful. Keep it respectful. You're gonna get cooked up in here. You know, I got Dave up in here. Dave really with it. Dave ain't no safety on this Glock, man. You know what I mean? G5 too. But let's talk about that Madrimov fight. I thought Crawford lost. Oh, hell yeah. Hold on. Yeah, you right. Hold on. Let me post that in here. Oh, he said he here for it. He want to smoke. I already. I like that energy. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I like that. I like that, man. G5 say stand on your 10. I'm telling you, Israel, G5 an intelligent brother. So you better have your stuff in a row when you're dealing with him. Dave intelligent too, but Dave just gonna hit you. Dave don't care. Dave don't care, man. But let's talk about the Madrimov fight. Oh, Israel in here. Let's add Israel. What's good, Israel? What's up, brother?
What's up, good brother?
Doing all right, man?
Oh man, I can't complain, man. Hey, I actually was listening to your commentary the day after the fight.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna say it's really you know, that what people saying is off, you know, like off base, because I see the point. I see, but this is what I think. I think it's just the fact that the going up in weight, you know what I'm saying? It take time to grow into them weight classes. You know that you used to box, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying, or you probably feel a little active in the boxing ring. I don't know. But you know how them things go, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes it just take that, like he grew into the 147 weight class, you know what I'm saying? Now, if he come along and we still see them struggles with other 154 pounders. What I found amazing is they said that he rehydrated to 170, and that was a little bit more than Madrimov, which visually I couldn't see that. I couldn't see that visually. Could you see that visually?
No, not visually. No.
You know what I mean? Like that didn't make sense to me, but I'm not saying that it's not true. I ain't barking up that tree. But all in all, I think I think that I'm just keep my peace because I can't argue that it was a difficult fight. That you know what I'm saying. That Crawford wasn't what I expected, but me, I ain't gonna say that I expected him to run through dude because we hear a lot about the 10 fight thing, but in reality, dudes had 350 something amateur fights. And a fight is a fight. And I think that, and last thing, and I'm gonna let you go ahead and respond to what I said. I think that a couple years from now, that this victory is gonna age well for Terrence Crawford. Not for people like you to think that he actually lost the fight, because I'm gonna end it with this question to you. If they would have called that fight a draw, how would you have felt about it?
To answer your last question, I pointed this out in my video. I said I would have been cool with a draw, right? I would have been cool with it. But me personally, I didn't feel like Crawford did enough to separate himself to take the title from Madrimov. You get what I mean? When
Right.
you are the challenger, you have to basically separate yourself and put on a performance to where they can say, yeah, you outright.
The only reason I'm not gonna argue with you about it, cause really I done been in your chat before. You might recognize my name. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I done trolled you a little bit before, you know what I'm saying? But I'ma always try to be respectful, you know what I'm saying, above all things. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is that I honestly get where you coming from, because I think what you actually saying is that we can compare this to something like a championship fight, to where we all got this as boxing fans, right? Not even as I think even if you a casual fan, you should go into this thing saying that, hey, in order to be the champion, you gotta beat the champion. And I think that we all was looking for Crawford to go in there and decisively, one-sided, beat this dude. And it just wasn't as decisive as we think. I think he won. But I think that the other side of the spectrum, coming from like people like you, got legit, you know what I'm saying, got a legit, you know what I'm saying, stance on it. I don't argue against it for real.
Yeah, I think that I just feel like you got to separate yourself. I feel like you have to separate yourself as the challenger. You get what I mean? So I definitely feel like there was a. I don't like speculating, but I feel like they wanted Crawford to win because that's who they money behind, right? That's their cash cow. And I feel like they went ahead and gave it to him so he can move forward and they can market him and as the champion. Because it's harder to market him if he take a loss to Madrimov, who got 10, 11 fights. You know what I mean? It's hard
Right.
to it's hard to push him. What's good, George? It's hard to push him and market him in a way to where you can say, hey, this dude is, yeah, he the pound for pound great. We want him against Canelo because they want that big fight for him and they want that Canelo, which is, that's a whole nother conversation. But
Right.
it's harder for you to market him as his advisor, as his promoter, or whatever Turkey or Sheik title is for him if he loses to Madrimov, right? So, but me personally, I feel like it was a political thing. They went ahead. It was close. They said, well, we just gonna give it to Crawford. He's the known guy. He's the pound for pound great. We just gonna give it to him. Moreover, like I said, in reality, I don't feel like he did enough to separate himself. I would have been cool with a draw if they would say, hey, it's a draw, y'all rematch. But nah, you know. So my opinion, you can't just give it to Crawford. When you
Right.
sit there and as the challenger, again, you have to separate yourself. You know, you look at El Rayo, right? When you watched El Rayo versus Pitbull Cruz, you saw in spurts of that fight where he separated himself. He outboxed Pitbull Cruz. You get what I mean?
Right. Yeah, for
And
sure.
he was in total control of that fight. Yeah, he got caught with some stuff, but he was in total control of that fight, and that's how he was able to get that belt away. I didn't see that in the Terence Crawford fight. I saw,
Right. I don't think that Madrimov was in total control of the fight either.
yeah, I agree.
I
I don't
think
think
he
it's a
threw I think he threw a lot more feints than he did punches damn near. And I think that's ultimately why because the one brother, I can't think of the initials of his channel, BF box, I can't call his name, but the boxing channel guy, I can't remember the brother's channel. But he's to the point to where he's like, he Madrimov was more aggressive during the whole fight. But boxing is not judged on aggression, it's judged on effective aggression, which means are you punching and landing and are you avoiding getting counter hit shotted? That was not what Madrimov was doing. Yeah, he was pushing the action as far as moving the fight around the ring, but he was not letting his hands go whatsoever. Was he touching Bud with a lot with some rights and occasional lefts? Absolutely. But I don't think he did something that says we can overwhelmingly say he won the fight. Like I don't think he won the fight, but like you say, you're a man about your opinion. You're gonna stand on that. You know what I'm saying, and not back off of it. I respect it. You know what I'm saying? But once again, I don't think it's a absurd stance that you taking as far as what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm not here to be like, oh yeah, you a hater or none of that, because I can see how people are taking that stance.
well, that's mainly the Bud Buddies. They always gonna say you hating when you say anything opposing other than Terence Crawford is the greatest fighter in the world. You get what I mean? And and I understand that that's their favorite fighter. But at the end of the day, I'm not a fan of fighters. I'm a fan of boxing. And when I watched that fight,
Right.
there was spurts where although Madrimov wasn't throwing, there was spurts where Crawford wasn't throwing. Now Crawford threw combinations, but there was spurts where he had his hands in his pockets too. You get what I mean? I
How
literally
much
watched
though?
a round where Madrimov landed three straight rights in a row, and
Yeah, yeah,
Crawford was
yeah,
just
yeah.
standing. You get what I mean? So he definitely was affected by the power. Now, granted, he went in that dog mode and he tried to, do what he need to do, but it wasn't really affecting Madrimov like that. Crawford was sharp in spurts, but he wasn't sharp the whole fight. Was it ring rust? I don't know. Was it the weight? I think it's more the weight. I feel like he's finally at a weight where his the what's good, no evidence. He finally at a weight where, you know, his power ain't gonna be as effective like it was at 47 and 40 and 35. You get what I mean? Not sitting here saying he can't knock nobody out at 54, but at the same time, it depends who he in there with. You know what I mean? And I think at 54, Crawford is food. I'm not sitting here saying that he can't beat everybody, but I'm sitting here saying that his chances of taking the L is higher at this weight class than in previous weight classes. You know what I mean?
I say, I say he go undisputed again. Uh, just because I think that when we talk about the power shift, I think honestly that Israel Madrimov is just a better fighter than everybody thought he was. That could actually be the case.
and I agree with that. I mean,
He
I'm not.
could be he could have a way more solid and a durable chin than we know. We just don't know. Now look. If we go up and we look up and things take the same path as they've been taking, and let's say Boots step up, stop him. See, now we got something to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Now we got something to talk about. But until then, until not even Boots, I ain't gonna even put that on Boots' back. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not Boots' responsibility. I can say just even the next fight that we see Madrimov have, will still give us kind of a judge of what he really is. Is he gonna step back in here and continue to knock out everybody like he was before Bud? You know what I'm saying? We gonna have to see. But once again, bro, salute to the channel. You know what I'm saying? Salute to your stance on the fight. You know what I'm saying? I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I respect the channel for real, bro. Like I said, I ain't here to disrespect nobody's stance or opinion, you know. But as I continue, because when I first started watching your channel, I couldn't stand you. I promise you, I couldn't. I was like, man, I do not like this dude. I do not like this dude. You know what I'm saying? And then, hey, I'm gonna tell you what happened. I'm gonna tell you what happened. One day, I clicked on the channel, right, and then the intro came on. I said, damn, that intro kind of heat though. You know what I'm saying? The intro is gas. I'm gonna listen to it just on gas, just because I like the intro. I'm gonna go in here and just go subscribe to the channel, like, you know what I'm saying? I started listening. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? I respect the channel, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I support the channel and everything. So salute to you, bro. I appreciate you letting me come on and get my little 2 cents. And
No
and
problem.
and, and I and I appreciate you keeping it real on everything for sure.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, like I say, although may have different opinions as men, I'm all about being a man first at the end of the day. You know,
Right.
it's mutual respect. We can agree to disagree. You know what I mean? I said that in one of my videos. You know what I mean? We can agree to disagree, but long as we respect each other. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
Yeah, for sure.
so like I said, I think that boy Bud is food at 54, in my opinion.
You say you think he food?
I think he food at 54. And
All
if,
right. So
if
so last thing before I go,
mhm.
who you think just out of the who do you think the top three, leaving Bud's name out of it? Give me the top three people at 154.
I still got Jamel, because he didn't lose his belts at 54. He just didn't
Right.
fight who he was supposed to fight, and they took all of them.
Right.
But Jamel, I would say Tim Zoo, and,
Okay.
and I would say right now Fundura. Those three.
Okay. Cool. All right. And then and actually, I see that as pretty much probably a path that Bud might have to take. You know what I'm saying? At least two out of them three.
Yeah, I think I think the Charles. I'm not gonna lie to you, and I've admitted this on my channel. I feel like Charlo, that fight right there is a problem. It's gonna be a problem for Bud. And I know a lot of people, they prisoners of the moment. They base it off their last performance, so they base it off Canelo fight.
I
That
ain't
boy,
gonna use that. Actually, I ain't gonna use that because clearly, Canelo was just too big for Charlo. He was
yeah,
too much for him.
yeah. I think Charlo, he land on that. If he Bud chin ain't set up like that, so Bud got
Shit,
that whole fight.
look at
That
them
whole
rights that Madrimov caught him with. Madrimov caught him with some nice ones, bro.
Yeah, but
Nice shots.
Madrimov don't punch like Charlo. Charlo,
Madrimov got some power, bro.
I'm not saying he don't, but you look at Charlo, all his championship fights, they all knockouts, right?
Right.
They all knockouts. And y'all
Right.
forget, people look at Charlo as like I don't know what happened to him. People look at Charlo in a sense of He's just this knockout puncher. But y'all forget, under Ronnie Shields, Charlo was a boxer. Charlo was a boxer. You know what I mean? Charlo was a boxer. What's good, Jay Stone? Charlo was a boxer. So he got with Derek James, and they taught him how to start sitting on punches. All I'm saying is that fight right there, I got Charlo stopping Bud. It's gonna be a situation where Bud is up on the cards, and then I see Charlo just catching him, and that's it.
My bad, bro. My phone is a piece of crap. Yeah, but hey, I feel that that's all I really wanted though. I wanted to at least get in and not, just jump out and not say nothing. But yeah, I got your top three. I'm gonna wait and see what happened, man. And I'm gonna be around, bro. I'm gonna be around, and
All
we gonna talk this thing through.
right, man. We looking forward to it, bro.
For sure, bro. Peace.
All right. Jay Stone, what's up? What you got, kid folk?
Oh, what's good? So I had to come speak my piece, but I wanted to wait till dude get out the way because I don't do the back and forth.
I got you. Gone. Hey, go and do your thing. Floor is yours, bro.
So I'm gonna cook because I've been laughing and I was hoping you was gonna do a live on this. So I'm like, okay, because I know I can come cook on here.
Yeah.
So you did the same thing in the Shakur fight, but nobody's talking about that. You just told this boy to let his hands go because the fans ain't going for it. You get in the ring and do the exact same thing. I ain't even hating. I don't care about the fight. I don't. Because this is the way I look at it. Madrimov is on the same level as Artem. This is somebody you were supposed to get in the ring with your superior skills and dominate.
X.
You were gun shy. I'm not going to say he lost, but you sure didn't win. You can't win being gun shy. Talking about he took them punches. He shouldn't have been taking them punches. He's the master counter puncher. You always say it ain't what you doing. It ain't what you doing. Did last is what you doing lately. So everybody like, okay, this is how he did Errol Spence. He gonna come in and dog watch him. You ain't do that. How you in here throwing cold punches? There's rounds where your hands is in your pocket, like you said. That's crazy. And to say you took the belt from no, I can't. With Madrimov, you could be like he's inexperienced. He stopped swinging. He was okay. We can give him them things. He ain't even been here long because amateur fighting is nothing like championship fighting. It's not the same thing.
Nope.
But now on Crawford's end, you're the GOAT. You the A-side. You the king. Everybody here to see you. You ain't throwing no punches. You supposed to be going forward. You just told your youngin, you're not throwing punches. The crowd ain't gonna go for that. You can't win. You gotta let your hands go. Where's your jab, nigga? Where was yours? That's why I waited till dude got off because he came in with excuses built in for dude. I can't go. Where was your jab? Where was your footwork? Where was your pressure? Where was your combinations? The moment he seen him didn't want to throw punches, you should have been walking forward. You didn't beat the champion. You survived a championship fight, but when he wasn't throwing punches, that's supposed to be your cue. He ain't ready. See, and look, I'm looking at the chat right now while I'm talking to you. They come, oh, so Bud lost. No, it was a draw. Nobody said Bud lost. I said he did not do enough to take the belt from the champion. I'm agreeing with you. Not because it's your channel. You know I don't rock like that. You know I've been a fan of your page since you started it, before you even started doing the lives. I don't get down like that.
Yeah.
He did not win. Was a draw? Yes. A draw is sick. How was a draw sick? What's crazy is that you let that boy take the belt from him. That's what's crazy. And then here gonna Bud Buddies bringing up Errol, and ain't nobody talking about Errol. He whooped Errol. We ain't talking about that. We accept that. What we saying is that same nigga was throwing counter punches and walking him down. Was supposed to, when the Madrimov showed he wasn't throwing them hands, Bud was supposed to lick his chops and be like dinner.
What's up, Exile? What's up?
What up, champ?
What's good? What you got?
The topic, Bud and Madrimov.
What's up?
I think he controlled the fight, man. I think he controlled that fight besides like them 4 or 5 rounds when Madrimov had that straight right coming down the pipe.
Can I ask you a question? How can you control a fight with your hands in your pocket?
Distance management.
That's bullshit. You know why that's bullshit? He just told Shakur that distance management is not good enough to win a fight. Look, how you gonna tell your little nigga that and then do the same thing? I'm not accepting it. That's not controlling the fight. That's surviving a fight. Controlling that motherfucker is using your jab. We ain't say he had to go in there and knock Madrimov out. He didn't do enough. Controlling a fight is using your jab, using your footwork, pushing him back. You got your hands in your pocket. That ain't controlling the fight. It was moments when Madrimov. No, look, just listen to me, and I'm gonna let you cook. Madrimov had moments where his hands wasn't going. If Crawford was controlling the fight, why didn't he dominate at those moments?
Madrimov was fainting. Madrimov was awkward, and he was fainting the whole fight. He consistently fainted the whole fight, and that threw Crawford off.
This the same nigga that said Floyd Mayweather has nothing for him. So you telling me his feints is better than Floyd Mayweather? I'm on some bullshit tonight. I'm broke. I ain't had no pussy, and I'm cooking, nigga. What's up?
Hey.
I agree with you with like he just told Shakur he should have let his hands go more.
Bro, he told niggas that this is his era, that Floyd Mayweather has nothing for him, the king of feints. So Madrimov is better than Mayweather. That shit should have been laughing.
Madrimov had what we call a stock raising performance.
Whose stock was raised?
Madrimov's.
That nigga, that fight lost 10 million. That shit ain't raised nobody's stock.
His stock went up. He had a stock raise and a loss.
Bro, y'all lost $10 million and you lost your belt in a time in the country where America is beefing with that particular section of the world. You don't understand how crazy that looks. I'm not a man of, I go by like logistics, bro. That looks bad right now.
But bro, logistically, he kicked that nigga ass and he controlled that whole.
No. See, now you lying. He did not kick his ass. Please don't tell that lie. Again, he survived the fight. He took the belt. Yes. Kick his ass. No, that boy ass was black and swole from a nigga that was barely throwing punches.
Bro, Madrimov didn't win that fight, bro.
I didn't say he did. You must didn't hear me. I said it was a draw. I keep saying it was a draw.
I did Madrimov 4 rounds, bro.
4.
Like them later rounds where that straight right was going down the pipe. That bitch was money for sure.
Okay. Can I ask you a question? What round and what did Crawford do to make you be like, damn, he took the belt?
All it takes is a few key moments. Like,
no. I don't want to hear it takes a few key moments. I'm asking you verbatim, what happened that you was like, okay, I'm gonna give you for instance. When Errol Spence fought Sean Porter, there was a moment in the fight you was like, damn, he took this bitch. When he started dropping Errol, we was like, damn, it's over. At what part of that Madrimov fight was you was like, damn, Crawford whooping this nigga ass? I can't. 154 finna 154. Better look out. Here come Crawford.
I never thought that. It was a good fight. It was a close competitive fight, but I think
boom, right there. What you just said. It was a composed competitive fight. Bam, draw. Thank you.
But you saying like he got to take the belts from the champ, but we know this is boxing. Plus he had Turkey out of sheet and all the money on his side. So like,
but that makes it even worse.
Hold on. You just that's the deciding factor right there.
It's true.
He had Turkey out of sheet and he had all the money on his side because they're trying to push Crawford in a sense to where they're trying to make him a pay-per-view star. So that's why they went ahead and gave him that fight, right? Like I said, I'm the only one openly saying I'm standing on my 10. I feel like he lost. I would have been cool with a draw, right? But I don't see 8 rounds. That's what I'm saying. I don't see, he dominated. Because when you say he won 8 rounds, That means he put hands, fists, and feet on Madrimov. And so that kind of contradicts everything. And correct me if I'm wrong. That kind of contradicts, the close fight claim. Because if you saying Crawford won 8 rounds and Madrimov won 4 rounds, that means he dominated Madrimov. That means the fight can't be close.
Maybe it's 7-5, maybe type shit. I really think it was like 8-4, just because I feel like he controlled that shit. Like he was never once in danger. Madrimov really didn't even land no combos on Bud. But when Bud was scoring with multiple punches. So that's why I say no.
What you mean? He landed a 3-piece on that boy face twice.
All I seen was straight right hand highlights. That's all.
It was a Bud buddy on here before you, and he admitted it. That boy got hit with a 3-piece 2 times. He had a 6-piece with a biscuit.
He might have. I ain't saying he did.
I'm just with the bullshit tonight. I came ready. I'm sorry. I just can't.
And all I'm saying is this: Crawford, he got 40-some fights, right? If y'all saying all Madrimov was doing was throwing the right? In which we all can agree we saw him landing the right at will. Why didn't Crawford stop that?
Good. He had no answer for that bitch.
Huh?
He didn't have no answer for that bitch from what I
But
said.
how? He said he's better. He has everything for Floyd Mayweather. Nothing Madrimov did.
And I know Boots throw that straight right way faster and harder than Madrimov. I say that much. Way faster and harder. And Boots getting out the way faster than Madrimov is. So Turkey Al-Sheikh needs to go ahead and set his sights back to that since Canelo bullshit. I want to see that Boots. And like I know Boots and them sink that straight right hand down the pipe.
Bro, with the money they just lost, Crawford not getting another fight with Turkey.
Ain't gonna be no Canelo fight with Crawford. And I'm telling you right now, he'll get stopped in that fight against Canelo. He getting stopped.
He getting stopped
by Canelo.
Bro, round 7, stoppage by Canelo.
Canelo way too big for Bud, and we been knew that, but niggas was still giving him a chance the other night, and he didn't show out. He blew all his money. He didn't even fight like he wanted that Canelo fight. Like he knew, I need this knockout for this Canelo fight. As much as he been begging, and it's crazy, the same way he begging for Canelo to fight him. I ain't gonna say Boots begging, but it's like, you feel me? It's a never-ending cycle of niggas chasing each other.
His best bet is to fight Boots. That's his best bet. Best bet is to fight Boots. Because I still stand on this. And I saw G5 Huncho. He don't agree with me with this. If Jermell Charlo get his hands on Terence Crawford, it's a wrap.
I can't agree. Neither of them, bro.
That's all I'm saying.
No, man.
But the Madrimov fight, I'm cool with a draw, but I feel like he ain't do enough to separate himself to basically get that decision. That's what I personally feel, right? I had a 7-5 Madrimov. I would have been cool with a draw. The fight was very close. You get what I mean? But Bud, as much as a lot of Bud buddies are sitting there saying that, hey, Bud was getting off, or Madrimov had his hands in his pockets, so did Terence Crawford. There were many moments in that fight. Bud was just sitting there. Dave, crazy. Many times in that fight where Crawford had his hands in his pocket. And he wasn't doing nothing but sticking his tongue out. So, I mean, I don't understand, this whole 8-4 or, domination by Crawford. I don't see that. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what it is, though, big homie, and I'm looking at the chat and I'm reading what some of the people are saying. I think they want to give the same treatment to Shakur they're giving to Crawford. Like, well, he had one bad night, but that's not how it works in boxing. That's not how it works. The performance you give on this night is the foreshadowing of what you'll do tomorrow.
Facts.
I don't want to hear he was dancing and he was moving and you're the same thing. And I heard you say this about Shakur in one of your videos. You supposed to have enough skill to where I don't care how you moving, where are you going. I should be able to cut the ring off and dominate you. Now I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna leave because it's gonna piss everybody off. So you telling me the only way you can win is if somebody coming forward like Errol Spence is reluctantly just coming forward? Because that's what I'm getting now, and that's what they're saying. Well, he was moving, he wasn't sitting still. These are the same excuses that they gave to Shakur. And they be like, when them guys come forward, he a dog. So you telling me the only way you can win distinctively and dog walk somebody is if they're coming forward, then you're not the champion that they're saying you are. Now tell me if I'm wrong, big homie, because you know I ain't no sucker. You can tell me if I'm wrong.
Nah, you're not wrong. You hitting it on the head. I don't disagree with you.
You know, I love boxing. I just don't see him taking the belt. I didn't see that. I'm sorry. Matter now, I'm gonna be real. I hate Crawford, but guess what? I put money on him to knock dude out because I'm like, shit, the way he did Errol, the way he popping his gums, he finna go in there and put feet on Buddy because he's going after Canelo. That's not the fight I got.
I actually was rooting for Bud. I picked Bud the first time. I don't know if y'all seen it. I picked Bud to stop Madrimov at 4. And then once I saw Madrimov, I said, okay, I got to watch film on the stadium. I said, okay, I say 8 and 10. And we got to 8 and 10, and Madrimov landing straight rights in a row on Terence Crawford. So this fight definitely, you know, kind of showed me that weight might be a problem. And nobody go through 54 unscathed. You notice everybody that took an L at 54.
Everybody
that took an L at 154. From Charlo to Lubin to Fundura to Tim Tszyu, everybody take an L. Now, the only way Bud don't take an L at 54 is if he don't fight any of the top guys at 54. And somehow he able to skip around and get that Canelo fight. Because if he get that Canelo fight, he chunking the deuce. That's just what it is. Win or lose, Terence Crawford chunking the deuce. That's just how I see it. He ain't finna sit there and I'm gonna spend 68. I'm gonna fight. Nah. Win or lose, that man gonna chunk the deuce because he didn't got his career high payday. That's what he wants. He wants his career high payday. So, but if he try to become undisputed at 54, I don't know if he make it through there.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't see him fighting again anytime soon.
That's an interesting take.
Because I'm gonna ask you this, big homie, who is he gonna fight? Like we know we naming these names, but we always say let's keep it G, let's keep it real. With the money that he just lost, the performance, you know, who really is gonna what name? Unless it's gonna be a mandatory.
That's facts. I mean, the only fight they can make is Virgil Ortiz, and nobody want to see that fight. We all know what's gonna happen with that. We just watched Virgil Ortiz get in my opinion, he got a little gift this yesterday.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if that was a little gift. That was a.
I don't know how you get your hand raised after being knocked down twice. That's my first time seeing that. But at the end of the day, it's probably gonna be Virgil Ortiz because he can't make no fights with anybody on PBC. He burned that bridge. He keeps trying to maneuver around PBC. The smart thing for him to do is, hey, let me sign with PBC. And maybe he could have went on a little run with his, as far as making money. Because all the big fights are over there. You got Charlo, you got Fundura, you got Lubin, you got what's that dude Lubin beat the Hispanic dude? Ramos.
I was about to say.
You got all them dudes over there. You still got Castano, you still got Mendoza, even Tim Tszyu. He fight wherever, but he still be fooling with PBC sometimes. So it's like
that Castano would be a good one.
Exactly. So it's like you got all them big fights over there, but you go sign Turkey on the sheet. And I'm telling you,
but it's the same thing that his boy doing though. That's what Shakur doing. You just went and signed with Matchroom, and Matchroom has nobody.
Exactly. So I don't understand. I mean, Demetrius Andre did that same thing. It's like they do stuff. They say they want fights, and I want these big fights. But then you go sign with other people who can't get you these fights. And I've been saying this about him. You know, all these Bud buddies, you know, even before the Arrow fight, was, you know, trying to be on my head. But I told him, if you know where the smoke is at, you're gonna go where it's at. When your contract ended the first time with Top Rank, and you saw PBC had 3 people with belts, you should have went over there. Went over there and fought all of them. But no, he stayed where he was at. He watched Arrow from afar, and he let Arrow do what he do. And then he was like, all right, I'm ready to leave Top Rank and come fight you now.
Facts. And not trying to be funny, that's the same why they in there in the chat talking about Shakur and Tank. That's the route that Shakur need to take. Go do a 3-fight deal, 2-fight deal with PBC, get you a good tune-up fight in. Then you and Tank go for some around Christmas, bang it out, be done with it. You can't avoid the PBC.
They got a proven business model. You got Turkey Al-Sheikh, and I said this in my video. Turkey Al-Sheikh just throwing money around, and Bud Crawford, yes, a boss. All these Devin Haney, yes, a boss. Jared Anderson, yes, a boss. They up there
Man,
dancing.
you hear me?
They dancing for the money. But you got dudes from PBC. The Charlos stay right around the corner from my house. And I don't know if y'all seen Jamal Charlo house, but his house, he don't need to fight no more. If he don't want to. He fighting because he passionate about it. Now, granted, he got other stuff he be doing, but he fight because he want to. He don't have to fight no more. Errol don't have to fight no more. Danny Garcia don't got to fight no more. They fight because they want to. They still have that.
Bud ain't poor, but he ain't where he should be for as long as he been in the game.
Exactly. But see, Terrence Crawford should have been thinking about this a long time ago. Now you trying to build your brand and your name up. Now, we all know that you're a good fighter, but nobody coming to your fights. You got people losing money. They comping out tickets at your fights. Thousands of tickets. Eminem was giving away tickets at his concert before the fight.
Bro, they said they gave away almost $100,000 in tickets.
You don't hear stuff like that in the Errol Spence fight, Jamal Charlo fight, or even Canelo fights. You know, you don't hear stuff like that. But, and then it still was empty. They, you know, they was darkening out certain sections. Man,
so you telling me, OG, that not only was they, so you gave away $100,000 and it didn't even come back. It wasn't even worth it.
It was a waste of money.
That's nuts.
And that's what Bob Arum was saying. I don't know if you remember. Bob Arum said, I wasted money on Terrence Crawford. Money
everybody and their mama got Saudi.
Yeah. But that's facts. Bud can't sell. He can't. He's a heck of a fighter, but he can't sell. And then, you know, him making that statement, oh, this fight feels bigger than the Errol Spence fight. Man, come on, man.
No, you know what I'm tired of? And I keep seeing it in chat, people talking about, we boxing fans, why do we care about the books? I think people don't understand. If we can't pay the bills to get the next fight, then there won't be no good fights. If we're losing money on bullshit fights, then they don't have enough money to make the good fights that we need. That's why we care about the books. I don't give a fuck how much these people money make. It don't make us rich. But if they lose money, then that means we don't get good fights because now they scared to throw money out here.
Facts.
Boxing suffers when you make bullshit fights.
That's facts. And that's the reason why Terrence Crawford in the past wasn't marketed how he was marketed. Because Terrence Crawford's only biggest fight of his career was the Errol Spence fight. Errol Spence had many fights before that, right? The Mikey Garcias, the Sean Porters, the Kell Brooks, all these different fights, Danny Garcias. You know, you never heard about them saying, oh, we had to comp out. No, I'm pretty sure every promotional company comp out some tickets, but it ain't $100,000 worth of tickets. You know what I mean? To an Errol Spence fight, man, you lucky to even get in there sometimes. You know, Charlos, when they fight down here in Houston, you lucky to even get tickets sometimes. You know what I mean? It's Bud just can't sell.
I don't know. how
And
many
it's,
channels you watch, but what's that boy name? Boxing Ego said it, and I think it was kind of funny. It was fucked up, but it was true. Pitbull and Ryo should have been the main card. John L.A. The Mexicans would have flooded that bitch.
man, I've been saying that. I said Bud Madrimov, and when they announced this card, I said Bud versus Madrimov should be the main event. They can make it the, on the undercard. The main event at that time they had Tim Tszyu versus Virgil Ortiz on there. I said put Tim Tszyu and Virgil Ortiz as the main event, or Eastside Pitbull Cruz and El Rayo as the main event. Put Tim Tszyu and him as the co-main, and Bud and Madrimov on the undercard. I mean, the fight was even lackluster. Bud didn't really. And like you pointed out, Bud he didn't really do nothing. He's supposed to wash dude. Bud got 40-some fights. Supposed to wash him. He didn't do that. What's good, Ace?
What's good, brother?
What you got, brother? What you got?
Shit, man. I'm just listening to the chat. I'm just first off, I want to say I appreciate y'all or your platform, bro. You holding it down. Honestly,
no
when it
problem.
comes to this boxing thing, but I just want to, add in my 2 cents. I feel like when y'all say Bud didn't win the fight, it's kind of unfair because you saying he's not doing enough when he's obviously landing combos throughout the whole fight. I don't know what y'all saying. Like I'm rewatching the fight on the zone right now, and he's obviously landing combos. Like right here, round 7, Madrimov's landing a straight right, but Bud is getting a combo off right now. Like I'm viewing it, but I don't know what y'all exactly mean. Like I'm not even disrespect. I'm just legitimately like just wondering what y'all seeing.
You want to go, Jason?
I'll go.
Yeah.
So we're not saying that he did nothing. It's not enough. Maybe you didn't hear that part, bro. Because now I want you to not look at it from Bud's standpoint. Look at it if you're the champion, right? This guy comes in and he has the most lackluster performance ever. Because it ain't just him, it ain't just this man on his platform saying it. You have other people saying this, and from white to black, from small channels to large, that this was a lackluster performance, that Bud could have done more. You don't take the belt doing just as nobody. The crazy part is the rounds that you said he was doing stuff. Those are the rounds where he warmed up. What about the other rounds?
Right.
Question that I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked Boss. Is the only way that Crawford can put on a decent showcase is when the fighter is coming forward.
That's not true. That's not
then
true.
Why do you have people in the chat saying that Madrimov was dancing too much, was too moving too much forward? Even Crawford said it. His footwork bothered me a little bit.
No, but somebody could have awkward footwork in a ring, but you could still be initiating the dance. Like Bud was more so he wanted to counter off of him. But if you're not really giving nobody something to counter off of, he got to still go in there and like Bud was.
Then you walk him down. If you ain't giving nothing for me to counter, then I'll walk you down. No,
but Madrimov was looking to counter too, is what I'm saying.
You're not hearing me. If I am a true counter puncher and a true orthodox switch hand, right?
Yeah.
You ain't throwing your hands. I don't care if you're trying to counter. I'm walking you down. Mm-hmm. You know why I can say it like that? Because that's what Errol was trying to do. And what did Bud do? Bud walked that boy down. I give credit where credit is due. Why couldn't you do that against Madrimov? Madrimov is an amateur in a sense.
Brother, nah. Madrimov was a champion. I don't know if y'all keep up with the whole 54 landscape, but Madrimov beat dudes that been like.
Bro, Madrimov had that belt for a couple. Madrimov had that belt for a couple months, bro. Madrimov was not that long standing of a champion.
But you're looking at.
He didn't even have a defense of his belt. He didn't even have a defense of his belt. You're not going to sit here and tell me he was a certified champion.
Fighter, bro. If you look at Madrimov's been holding it down for a long time in terms of his career. You may not see it But if you look at Asian games, I don't know if you guys know about Asian boxing games. That's a very prominent like tournament. Like if you talk about Olympics is up here. Of course, pro level is up here. But then you got Olympics and then you got Asian games. Like if you know anything about that, like, and for you to win gold in that, that's a really good accolade for your career, your boxing profile. And I just think when it comes to like a actual fight, like Bud was leading the fight. Like he was more so getting more action going.
Hold
Like,
on, whoa. How can you lead a fight with your hands in your pocket?
He didn't have his hands in his pocket.
Bro, he didn't start throwing them until round 7. He was cold.
Man, are you saying he didn't throw no punches? Bud,
no. You're not. You're hearing what you want to hear, and I'm gonna say it one more time. He didn't start becoming assertive until round 7. You can throw punches and not be assertive.
Where at? What world?
What world? Okay.
If I throw punches, I'm being assertive. I'm not throwing punches just for.
You've never heard of a lazy jab? You've never heard of a lazy jab?
He was what jab was Bud throwing that was lazy in that fight, bro?
Bud wasn't throwing jabs for real in that fight. People were.
Man,
I'm not the only person.
And tell me he wasn't jabbing. How many times you watched the fight, bro?
Twice.
You watched the fight twice, and you got you saying it's a draw?
Yes.
Man, look, bro. I'm over here just I'm seeing it. This is. It wasn't.
I see it too on your forehead. It say Bud Buddy. I can see it. That motherfucker shining like a motherfucker.
Hey,
my
bro,
buddy, buddy.
All I'm saying is I appreciate. It's no disrespect. Like it's.
Nah, bro, we having fun, bro. This barbershop talk, bro. Don't pay me no attention.
No. I feel you, but I'm just saying, like when it comes to boxing, I feel like it's one way. Like we say, because I remember months ago, people were saying when this fight got announced, people were saying, "Oh, but here goes Bud. He's fighting just people like Kavyaskis again." But it goes back to people disrespecting him just from rip, bro. Kavyaskis was an Olympian. Kavyaskis been fighting. I don't know if he was an Olympian, but Kavyaskis been fighting these dudes. He's not no household name, but bro.
Okay, but can I ask you a question?
Right, yeah.
When you compare their careers and you compare the fights that they've been in, right?
Right.
That fight should have been much easier than it went for Crawford. I
mean, that's easy to say with anybody. I mean,
no. No, because when you look at Madrimov, and I really studied him before he started getting in there, he has an overglancing leaping hook that leaves him open. His hand rate is crazy. The way he swings, he leaves gaps in his punches. This is the master counterpuncher in Crawford.
Mm-hmm.
He was
he throwing that same punch you saying he does? Was he throwing that during the fight?
What, that leaping left? That's what got him in there.
No. Was he throwing it in the fight?
Yes, he threw it.
What round? Could you specify what round? I didn't see that.
Here go the thing is this: him and Crawford are the same height, so he didn't have to over jump like he did with the last two opponents. No. But that punch is how he got close to him.
I'm telling you, bro. I didn't see no. Madrimov was not opening up nowhere during this fight. Like I feel y'all when y'all say Bud had his hands in his pockets.
Do you realize an opening is when you're not swinging as well? If you're just sitting there with your hands open, that's an opening.
What do you mean?
There was points where Madrimov was damn sure not punching. That's an opening.
Right, but Bud is not gonna. No, I feel like Madrimov. Okay, how would you classify Madrimov's style? Is he a counterpuncher as well?
An unorthodox counterpuncher.
Thank you. So Madrimov was also waiting on Bud to make a mistake.
But hold on, but there's the thing. Bud has two styles, and y'all like to not talk about these two styles for some odd reason when he don't use them. He is a southpaw counterpuncher, right? But he is also an aggressive orthodox fighter. The moment you can't counterpunch, you walk forward and become orthodox. He has enough skill to slip punches. We done seen him do it. Right. You telling me you was too scared to go forward? That ain't gonna win you a fight with Canelo.
Well, I mean, the Canelo fight is different though because it's
But that's not
obviously
what I'm. That's not what
Madrimov
I'm
and Canelo
saying.
are
We're
way
talking
different
about
styles.
this fight was the measuring stick. This was him showing the world, I got the balls to move up. I got the prowess to move up. You have to be able to go forward.
Yeah, but I mean, we
Bro,
looking at
if
a
me
we
and you in
looking
the
at a
ring,
style
I don't
that's
care
still
how good
unorthodox.
you are. If you got your hands down, I'm coming forward.
Right, right.
And that
I'm
was
trying to take your belt. I'm trying to take your milk and cookies off your plate. You can't do that. I'm coming forward. I get hit, but I swear I'm coming in. You're going to have to hit me. You're going to have to try. Oh, you
there
don't
were,
want to fight? I'm going to make you fight.
and
Right.
there were a couple rounds. I'm looking at the punch stats. Madrimov didn't even land any punches.
That's what I'm saying. It's like he had his hands in his pockets a lot of times. I'm not saying the
So,
fight was necessarily him, Bud, like dominating. I'm not saying it. I would give him Bud about 8 rounds, but it was simply because he was landing more, and Madrimov was a little like he would get the like straight left, but it was
So
like
you
he
feel like
wasn't
he
doing enough.
dog walked. You feel like he dog walked Madrimov. You don't feel like it was a close fight.
No, I mean it was a close fight because
So then where did the
Madrimov
8
was
rounds
landing.
come from? Because
eight
Boss just
four.
asked the last guy that. So how did he win 8 rounds if it was a close fight?
The first, I'm gonna give Bud rounds 1, 2, 3. The 4, 5, 6, I would say was a little closer. There was a couple swing rounds. I would say maybe 5 and 6, but a lot of times it was like I feel like Bud was getting hit, and a lot of people were looking at that instead of looking at what he was doing. Like especially around like the 8th round, I was even watching it with my dad, and I was like, man, he's getting tagged. But then when I look back at it, I'm like, okay, well, he was getting tagged, but he just got off a combo real quick, and Madrimov didn't have no answer for it. Like Madrimov got off 2 good punches in about the 8th, and he had nothing else. Crawford had a whole combination.
So round one, I'm looking at the copy box stats, right? You say you
Right.
gave him 1, 2, 3. Madrimov outlanded Crawford in the first round, the second round, the third round was Crawford,
Mm-hmm.
and the fourth round. No, my bad. In the 5th round, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So, and there's many other rounds. This fight was so close that it'll be a round where Crawford will win a round, and then Madrimov will win the next round. So what we're saying is, I don't understand how you could say 8 rounds to 4
Right.
when you look at the copy box stats and you see Crawford will win 2 rounds, and then Madrimov will win 2 rounds, and then
But
Crawford win a round, and then Madrimov win a round. So, like I said, I'm cool with a draw, but as it pertains to 8 rounds, I don't see that. Especially these stats don't show that. So I can't sit here and and I'm not this. If that's how if you stand on your 10 on that, that's cool. But all I'm saying is I'm going off what I saw, and I'm looking at these stats, and I'm saying I'm cool with a draw. But I feel like he didn't do enough to beat Madrimov. If anything, I feel like they kind of was like, look, Crawford, you our guy. Hey, you're gonna win this fight because we got big plans for you.
I disagree, brother. I mean, I appreciate y'all opinion on the matter, but when it comes to like, I mean, this is
When it
like,
comes to Crawford, no one can tell me I'm wrong. I understand.
no, never that, nah, for sure.
I'm fucking with you.
I'm
I
the first one
I
to say
couldn't
I'm
help
wrong
myself.
about something, man. I take accountability like no one else. I say, man, I mess up a lot, but I'm just saying, like, when it comes down to like that fight in particular, bro, like. My thing is I understand you the champion, but it comes a point to where if you're not throwing nothing, you're not throwing enough, and I'm still landing on you, it's like you can say the stats, but we looking at it like I'm watching the fight, and I can't give him that many rounds. Like it's close. It's not no Lomachenko Haney type fight.
Oh, you know what? I got the perfect question. And I swear to God, it just was like, bing, I got it. Imagine if Bud was the champion that night.
He was
And
still
Madrimov gave the same fight that Crawford did. Do you think it would be cool to take Crawford's belt and give it to Madrimov?
well. Now you changing up the whole like because you bringing in some like politics as boxing. Like boxing, I'm not gonna deny
Hold on,
boxing
this whole
politics.
thing is politics.
They're
Did
not
you
gonna
not hear
take
this
away
man
that
just say
win.
they gave it to
They're
him
not gonna
because
take
it
away that
was
win
a
from
turkey
Bud. They
fight?
ain't do that. They ain't doing that.
That's why
Come
they
on,
have
now.
judges. Anytime you have a judge, it's political.
Right. But I mean, to be honest, yeah, but I don't know, man. I'm watching the fights. I feel y'all. I feel y'all for sure. I mean,
I
I'm not
feel you,
saying
but
y'all
you
are
ain't answered my question, so I'm gonna ask again. If it was
okay.
the other way around, with the
Right.
performance that they gave, would you call it a draw, or would you say that Madrimov was able to take Crawford's belt?
Me personally, I'll say if Madrimov did that to Crawford, I'll say Madrimov won the fight. But if I'm boxing, and if I'm Alex Sheik and I got money in Bud and I can pay these judges, of course I'm gonna give it to him. Of course. But I would think Madrimov won. It's like it's a bunch of fights like that. It's just like you think one guy wins, like last night, Ortiz and Bochuk. I felt like Bochuk won, but Ortiz is the money.
They trying to make that Ortiz and Terrence Crawford fight.
That's all that is. Good now,
Yeah.
don't nobody want that shit.
We all know what's going to happen with that. So it's not even a competitive fight. I mean,
yeah.
But like I say, man, I don't see the 8 rounds. I understand your stance, but like I say, draw or Madrimov. You know what I mean? That's just.
Yeah.
I feel like Madrimov should have kept his belt. I feel like Madrimov got kind of hood, but that's my take on it.
Right. And I appreciate you guys for letting me hop on here and give my little 2 cents, brother. Hey man, I'm gonna be honest. Ever since the Spence fight, I mean, I've been paying attention to the channel during the whole Spence Crawford build up, and I've been appreciating the videos for sure. So keep them coming, man. We need your voice in this community for sure, and you as well, brother. I forgot your name also in this chat.
I'm
I appreciate
stoned,
you
bro.
also.
I'm always
Yes,
here
sir.
talking my shit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate you guys though, man. I'm hop out though.
All right, man.
All right.
All right, big homie. I just had to come through and talk, man, because I feel like every time I come here, you always by yourself. They always like coming for you. I'm like, nah, Avengers Assemble. Y'all ain't finna over Bud Buddy, my nigga, like that. I ain't going.
Hey man, like I said in the video, man, while I'm by myself, I got a crew. I'm gonna stand on my team. So, it is what it is. But, the Bud Buddies, they gonna vouch for that boy. I understand that, and then once you start cooking them, then they start bringing up Errol. Mike Diesel say this is a Texas platform. Jay Stone, you want to tell them where you from, bro?
Oh, I'm from KY, born in Ohio, straight out the valley. Quit playing.
Man, we don't got only Texas people on here, brother. We well connected. I think Huncho, he from Ohio. Huncho been on here a couple of times. He from Ohio. Only other person from Texas on here is 2 cents. 2 cents from Houston. But other than that, we well connected in this community. Dave,
they tried it.
My bad, Huncho. VA, my bad. But the Bud Buddies, they bring up Errol. Once you start cooking them, they want to bring up Errol. You know what I mean? The whole Errol Spence stuff. I'm gonna ask you, Stone, before we get off. How do you genuinely feel about? Because nobody never talked about this. That Errol Spence loss, and I'm just getting your side of it.
Can I tell you my honest opinion?
Yeah.
Like, no judgment, because I'm gonna say something off the wall. Like, I ain't talking about cussing wise. Like, I've been holding this on my heart for since it happened. 3 things. 1, I don't trust the snack program. I never will. I don't care what you say to me. I've been watching what snack can do to people. I'm a martial artist. I've been fighting for many years. I know how the human body works. I'm a big guy. You don't just swell up in size and you don't just lose weight. It doesn't work like that. And to see people like Devin Haney blow up 25 pounds overnight, or a guy like Crawford have all this muscle mass and movability, I can't put my finger and say this, but I know the guy, Victor Conti, is an illegal drug cheat that was using illegal methods for years until he got caught. And so 1, so let's start there. I don't trust it. 2, I thought the negotiations were bullshit. He took this boy through bullshit for years and held him up. And Errol Spence unfortunately bit the box and didn't have no tune-up fights. He didn't do what he needed. He didn't push the narrative that I'm the A side and the shit you're asking for is utter bullshit. I believe also if it's what's true that came out that he was hurt before the fight, he should have pulled out. I know it was a pride thing, if that's truly what happened, but then he should have pulled out because I'm going to say this and I mean this. I was an Errol Spence fan. Even if he had a loss, it should have been more competitive. There was a lot of shit that went on that night that you can honestly see wasn't there. And you know what made me double down on this was watching the Madrimov fight. I didn't see the same guy. And so what I saw is that you had a circumstantial fight that allowed you to become a king in a realm of X factors, I should say. And I call them X factors because we can't say what was this, what was that, but there is so many different pieces that it wasn't just a straight fair fight. A lot of people want to say, oh, he avoided Bud for years. No, Bud refused to work with the PBC and didn't fight Errol in his prime when Errol still had bounce in his ankles and was doing the maneuverability and was moving in and out of different stances. You got the Errol that could barely move his motherfucking eye without it coming out of his face, and that's no disrespect to the big fish, but we're just being real here. I never respected the win. And when I started rocking with him, like, all right, I'm going to fuck with Crawford. You get in this fight with Madrimov, and I feel the way I do. Because I'm going to say this, and I mean it. I only see Crawford winning when guys are coming forward. Same thing with Shakur. That's why he defends him the way he does. These guys are great fighters if you're coming forward.
Facts.
I'm sorry. I never cared for the win. But at the same time, I'm not a hater. Congratulations. You're 2 times undisputed, but your resume is trash. Your wins are questionable. And the methodology to which you won your biggest fight has so much bullshit around it that I'm like, I'm sorry. Everybody talking about he did good. No, you were supposed to go dog walk him. So I'm sorry. I think Errol beat himself. Pause. But that's what I feel happened. You didn't beat Errol. Errol was whooped when he got in the ring. But Errol a dog. I hear you niggas from Houston ain't built too good in the head. That nigga just kept coming forward. I know he ain't from there, but shit, when you hang down in Texas, apparently that shit, that filter in your blood after a while. That nigga didn't give a fuck. He said, until you knock me out, I'm gonna keep coming. So that tell you right there that Crawford ain't got no power. Something was off with Spence that night. He talking about, oh, he don't hit hard. Since when? I ain't never heard a nigga say he don't hit hard. Oh, 2 cents. We ain't gonna forget that nigga gloves busted twice. Like, what the fuck is in these gloves, my nigga? Thank you. I knew I forgot something. I forgot his gloves busted for the second time. I just think it's funny. And I'm a type person, I look at who's the crowd around me, right?
Yeah.
Crawford and Shakur have a lot in common. And I see Shakur's career already folding out for him. I put money on the wood right now that he's not going to fight Tank because it's not going to do what people think it's going to happen. And people are going to be like, well, what does it have to do with Crawford? Crawford has had the perfect career of putting him in the ring with people that don't matter. His first time at Undisputed was bullshit. Who did he beat? The nigga he beat, we don't even talk about.
That's facts.
So, you know, when you ask me what I think of that fight, I don't think it's aging well. I don't think that Errol Spence win is what we thought it was. Oh, and so look, this is shit that you have to deal with. Talking about how was he a dog, but he wasn't ready. A dog can still be a dog, but not ready to get into a fight. You can be a grown ass man and have balls, but if a nigga sock you and today you wasn't on that, then that's what that is. You can be, you know what I mean? Like, how many times you don't woke up to go to the gym, but you wasn't ready, but because of the man you is, you still went to the gym.
That's facts. And
I done seen your videos where you be like, you know, my mind ain't there today. You know, my body ain't right, but I got up and did it anyway.
I mean, that's how it is. I mean, you hear Kobe talk about that. Every day ain't gonna be a motivational day. But Mike Diesel, man, the stuff he's saying, he ain't fought before. So I mean, me personally, I mean, I see what he's saying, and I'm putting it on there, but it's really nothing to say to him because he ain't fought before. Because when you've been in that ring, and even in combat sports, and Jay Stone, you can put your stuff on this too when I'm done. When you sparring and you get hit with a shot to the point where you hurt, right? Let's say you come to the gym, you don't feel like fighting, you feel like sparring. It's sparring day. It's some tough sparring. So you get in there, you get cracked, right? You get cracked to the point where you seeing double, but you still fighting, right? You still trying to, hey man, oh, he may knock you down or whatever, but you get back up. And you like, man, this boy gonna have to kill me in here. That's what we mean about having a dog mentality.
Bro, I had my arm dislocated out of my body. I was gonna go sit down. Dude looked me in my eyes and was like, "You soft." Oh, I said, "Come here." Pop that thing back in there. His eyes opened up real wide. I said, "Nah, you're gonna have to show me. You should have just let me go ahead and just limp off and be hurt. You think you did something? Now I'm not even here. I'm hurt. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't tell him this, but I tell you, I was in pain. I was crying on the inside, but you just told me I was softer than Bunny Twat. I gotta fight you now. We can't stop. And we ain't stop until he said, bro, I'm done. I'll put that on my mama. We ain't stopped till he said, bro, I'm out of breath.
That's dog-like mentality. When you're a dog, you go to a different place mentally. Yeah, Earl got knocked down, but those are like little flash knockdowns.
Man, that ref is what won that fight because Earl was gonna be like, motherfucker, you gonna have to kill me. I ain't stopping. I don't think he was ready. So if EJ had a bad night, why didn't he force the rematch? You mean the same guy that got sick right after the big rematch, the same guy that had to deal with Crawford's ego that started changing the trajectory of the rematch and saying he wouldn't do it at 147? It'd be at 154 and it would no longer be a rematch for Undisputed. You talking about that rematch? I'm just saying. You have so much more patience than me. I can only do this like once a month because these niggas is ill.
Hey, man, I just have an understanding. This the internet, man. You know, a lot of these dudes. I'm gonna say something that Pimp C say. A lot of people talk in a safe place, man. You know what I mean? So they behind that keyboard, they can say whatever they want. You know, when you in harm's way, you know, that's when you really see what a man is really about. You know what I mean? So I don't really take what they say to heart. You know, a lot of them they weren't fans of Errol. They wanted Errol to lose. Some of them not even Terrence Crawford fans. They just didn't like Errol Spence. And Errol lost, and now they Bud fans because Bud was the one to give that blemish on Errol Spence's record. That's just what it is. You know what I mean? But like I said before, man, you know, a lot of people talking the same place. You know, that's just what it is. Well, that's a couple of more than dip out, man. I just say let Bud have a bad night. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, he did have a bad night against Madrimov. I mean,
but you know what? Hold on. What do they mean by let him have a bad night? I don't understand this. So so if that's the same case, then he shouldn't have said nothing to Shakur. If it's just letting him have a bad night, then he shouldn't have said shit to Shakur. I'm gonna go with that. I'm not even gonna try to put no. If it was okay, if it's okay to have a bad night, then they wouldn't have lost $10 million. Oh, you won the belt, but we lost $10 million. I'm gonna tell you right now, I know which one more I'd be salty about. That ain't even a bad night. Shit, I ain't never lost 10 million. That's I'm just.
I don't understand, bro. But like I said before, Terrence Crawford, man, he did his thing, but he didn't win that fight. It was between a bad night and a guy got your number. This is what I think. Okay, I'm gonna give y'all my take real quick. I feel like Derrick James wasn't prepared for that fight. And hear me out. He had fights back to back to back. He had Frank Martin, right? Then he had Errol, and then he had Charlo. So he had to come up with all these game plans within weeks of each other. He was working with each and every last one of them. I feel like the mistake was that game planning, right? Another thing, there's something was wrong with Errol Spence, right? So you got something wrong with Errol with the game plan. It just didn't mesh out well that night. You know what I mean? That's facts. You know what I mean? After I saw Errol Spence walk down that ramp, I said something ain't right with Buddy. But hey, it is what it is. I'm gonna stand on my 10. I'm still gonna rock with him. We're gonna see what he can do. And it showed. Terrence Crawford was hitting Errol with stuff that Errol normally wouldn't get hit with.
Mm-mm.
You get what I'm saying? Like, it was certain things. I'm like, okay, why Errol getting hit with that? And it wasn't like it was one time. It was over and over again. You know what I mean? So
no defense.
He didn't have no legs. So that's what made me be like, yeah. Something ain't sitting right.
Hey, I used to call him Mr. Phone Booth, and I ain't see it at all. Like, no defense, no hands up.
So all I'm saying is, at the end of the day, when it comes to that fight, I think on that night, the game planning and Errol Spence, whatever was wrong with him, that's the reason why he lost that fight in that particular night. Now, I still stand on this. Errol Spence at 154, we'll see him, when he fight for Dura. But Errol Spence at 154, fighting Crawford at 154, I don't know. And I think Crawford know that. That's why when they was trying to rematch Earl, they said, hey, and Steven, whatever, so his homeboy, Bud's homeboy, Steven, So Cold Nelson, is the one that released that information saying, hey, we trying to offer the fight for Spence at 147, so he don't take the fight. They didn't want to fight Earl either. Earl wanted to fight at 154. And I did a video the other day, and Errol's still standing on that. I want to rematch Crawford at 154 pounds. That's why I think the sense of urgency from Crawford is I want to fight Canelo. Because he don't want to fight Errol Spence at 154. Do I think Crawford think he could beat Errol 54? Yeah, I do. But I think there's some doubt in his mind. Because that's a bigger, stronger Errol Spence.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I mean, is that far-fetched, Jay Stone? Am I tripping? Let me know something. Because,
well, here go the thing is this. He hasn't even mentioned Errol. Anytime he bring him up, oh yeah, we gonna what? You even tried to undercut him with the Fundora fight. I could see if you tried to undercut him and say, nah, he gotta fight me first at 154. You pretty much said he don't deserve to fight again at all, the way you tried to go about it. So, and I'm glad you brought up the trainer part, because I didn't want to make too many excuses, but I think that's the only reason why that Frank Martin lasted as long as he did against Tank. There, I said it. For the first time in a long time, with Ryan Garcia going crazy, Charlo going through his life journey, Earl gone, He had nothing else to focus on.
Yep.
Because you didn't mention this, but at the time he was training Ryan Garcia too.
Oh,
He
fact.
wasn't like it wasn't a fight coming up. But remember, right after he lost, that's when Ryan kind of stumbled into that stable.
Facts.
So somebody in the comments was like, well, Bomac has multiple trainers. Derek James didn't. Derek James is doing that by himself, very foolishly at that. All the greatest trainers got backups. Look at Calvin Ford. He know he can't be there for all them kids and Tank, so he got a squad of people that he can trust.
Facts.
If I can't be there, I'm gonna send you over here so that way you can still have this focused, idolized, specialized training on you and what you need to go get with this guy.
And I feel like I know that they split up because of the money, but I also feel like that's another reason why Errol was looking to leave too. Because he probably looked back and said, man, now granted, Errol the boss, you know what I mean? But at the same time, Derek James, you got this fighter, and they making fights within weeks of each other. When you look at the Robert Garcias and, you know, even Calvin Ford and all of them, they not going to allow that. They're going to say, hey, I need time to game plan. This is a big fight. This is a legacy defining fight at that. I need time to game plan. So if I'm Derek James, hey, Frank Martin, you're going to have to fight either in the first quarter or after this Errol Spence fight. Same thing with Charlo. Same thing with Anthony Joshua. You know, hey, Ryan, look, you're going to have to work with my brother for a little bit until, you know, I'm 100% locked in with Errol. We gotta figure out a game plan. I feel like that game plan was pedestrian. He didn't really have counters, you know, for Bomac and the Hispanic dude and Red. He didn't have. He just step around it. Use the jab step. Man, that stuff ain't working.
Nope, especially when it's the same thing that you did the last fight. They gonna see that.
Exactly. And part of the reason too, and I've said this, there's a reason why I know a lot of people put the whole ducking claim on Errol, but I kind of put it on Bud in the sense of his contract expired with Top Rank before.
Yep, and he re-signed with that boy.
He re-signed with him. He knows Bob Arum don't like Al Heyman and them. So Bob Arum ain't finna work with Al Heyman. You know what I mean? It's just not gonna happen unless you're gonna include ESPN, and Al Heyman at that time for that particular fight is not gonna include ESPN. PBC wants they stamp, they want all the revenue, they want everything. So that particular matchup wasn't gonna happen. Bud knew that. But Bud sat on the sidelines, fought all his mandatories, and studied Errol. Watched all Errol Spence fights.
And they didn't come up with another game plan. But then you know what's crazy? You brought up the money, and so I make sure I understood that. So what it was that he felt like he deserved more money on the back end from that Crawford fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think Errol was like, bro, I got my ass whooped because of you. What the fuck do you earn extra? I paid you what was in the contract. You think you deserve an extra piece? And I got my ass whooped that night?
Exactly. Exactly.
Because I remember that night in the corner and I was listening to Derek and I'm like, he ain't saying worth a fuck for real.
Derek James underestimated Terence Crawford and Bomac. That's just what it is. I mean, he kind of disrespected Terence Crawford in the sense of Terence Crawford little, Errol Spence should be able to use his size and dominate him. Yeah, that'll play a part, but you have to come in there with a very good game plan. We all can admit Terence Crawford is a hell of a fighter. That's just what it is. He's a hell of a fighter. You got to fight a complete fight against him. You got to have basically a counter for his counters because he has very high boxing IQ. So I feel like
I think the Errol that fought Mikey Garcia, if they had to win something with that one of those game plans, it would have been a little better.
I think Errol Spence stop him if he fought how he fought Mike. But of course, that version of Errol Spence was pre-accident Errol Spence. So we don't know if his body can, could do those things at that time.
What's up with all these? You know what? I'm getting tired of this shit. What's all these skills everybody keep talking about Crawford had? Where was these skills at this last fight?
Let me tell you something. And the Bubba's finna get mad. And I got 5 minutes. I got 5 minutes. So, let's get it in. Me and coach was talking. And everybody talks about these skills that Terrence Crawford got. Everybody talks about the skills. And I'm like, if he had these skills, he would be this big pay-per-view star. He would be, so when I watch Bud, I don't see nothing special. Like when you watch Boots, you see special. You see skills. You see flash. When I watch Bud, I don't see that. And I say, you know what? It's not his skills. Bud just got high boxing IQ. He knows what you're gonna do before you do it. So when me as a fighter, if I know what you're gonna do before you do it, I can, and if I still, in my prime a little bit, I can address those. I can counter off of that. You got what I mean? If you throw a straight right, I slip in and go to your body, and I know that okay, he gonna try to pivot out, so I pivot out with you, or hey, I know hey, if I throw the jab, you try to slip and counter and come or whatever, and I have an answer for that. That's what Bud does. Sean Porter said this the other day. He said, I felt like I couldn't do nothing because Bud knew everything I was going to do before I even did it. So, to me, it ain't really his skill set. It's his IQ. He studied his opponents.
So it goes back to what you just said, then, at first, before you started this one. You were saying that basically they fucked themselves and not coming up with a new game plan.
Exactly.
Okay.
Bud is a student of the game. He studies his opponent. It's dudes that punch harder than him, they more skillful than him, more fundamentally sound. I still feel like Bud has a high boxing IQ, but I feel like Errol is more fundamentally sound than Crawford. There are things I see him do, he get away with. Chin in the air, right? Not covering, not having, when he throwing his jab, not having that jab cover, that chin. It's things he get away with, but it's because he studies his opponent so well, he knows everything about them. It's like he just in their head. He know what they're going to do. In the Spence fight, he knew what Errol was going to do defensively off an offensive attack. He knew exactly what Errol was going to do. So he knew, okay, I have to do this because he just threw this punch, so I got to do this. I'm going to put myself here so I can throw this type of punch.
Yeah.
Plus them gloves. Plus the gloves. Plus the gloves. Plus the gloves. I mean, Stone, I'm gonna let you vibe out for the last couple minutes. I mean, what you think? Am I wrong or what?
Well, I'm saying, you know what? Since we just going there and we're gonna just finish it out like this, I think you're right, and I'm sorry, and I think that's where people are not understanding with this last fight was that with Madrimov, I don't care how many amateur fights you've had, how many, Bud was supposed to go in there and show that Errol Spence fight wasn't a fluke. That Canelo has nothing that can stop him. We didn't see that. I said it then that Errol Spence fight was not only his biggest fight, but was his best fight on the eye test because we've never seen Crawford ever out showcase somebody like that before. We didn't see him get hit and he turned up and get angry, but just a masterclass showcase. I can't just say that was just Crawford's masterful skills. That was a whole night of X factors, like I said previously. They didn't have a game plan. Errol was not at his peak. A lot of things played in the part, and we seen that because when you look at Madrimov, and I don't care who don't want to believe it, them skills weren't there. Or Crawford was scared to get countered. He wasn't scared that night. But then now I'm going to say this. Name one time you seen him walk towards Errol in that fight. Errol was the one walking towards him. Even when Errol getting his ass whooped, Errol was the one walking forward. Crawford never walked forward. Crawford don't walk forward until he see your legs wobble. And the fact that he never wobbled Madrimov is the reason that he never walked forward. There's nothing that he did to Madrimov that hurt. Then oh, he hurt him in the ninth. That was bullshit. Then why didn't he capitalize? The first thing they say is, well, did you watch the fight? Yes, unfortunately, more times than I wanted to. You know, so it's the Bud Buddy era. It ain't even a Crawford era because they are the thing that's keeping him alive. Between Turkey and the Bud Buddies, that's what's keeping him alive. Flat out.
Facts. That's facts, man. You got anything?
But as always, it was a pleasure, brother. I mess with your channel. I mess with you as a human. So, you know, prosperity to you, brother, and blessings. I wanted to say this to you next time you did live, but I want to appreciate you for your channel. I lost my brother the last time we was talking, and between you and a few other guys, y'all been keeping me, you know, focused. So just keep pushing, brother. And I love what you're doing. And you know, fuck the Bud Buddies. There. That's my final thoughts.
Hey man, well, prayers, man. We're gonna send prayers out to you and your family, man. I know that's tough. I had lost, you know, my grandpa, man. So, you know, this year. So I definitely understand, you know, I lost. So like I said, you always welcome on the channel. You know, I'm be going live. I'm be going live again next Sunday. So, you know, like I said, next Sunday, 8 o'clock, if you can make it, man, like I said, you always welcome on the panel. You know, but I look at you as a distant brother. So, you know, Troy.
Oh, you ain't got to worry. If it's going Sunday at 8, I'm going to be here. If I'm at work, I'm going to be on there talking cash shit. I'm going to be here.
Yeah,
it's all family now.
Yeah, we family, man. And we got band together on these Bud Buddies. You know, they be trying to jump. So, you know, we got to stand on our 10, man. 2 cents, man. Come on here next Sunday, man. You know, 2 cents. Come on here. I'm going to try to get Coach on here. But it's all love and respect for everybody. You know what I mean? My channel, man, we show respect. But if you get disrespectful, I'm going to all the way disrespect you. And that's what I stand on. But y'all continue to, you know, support the channel. Me and Coach got a channel called Clutch Factory. I'll come through. You should have it. All right, bet, Marley.
Hey, bro, you got to say your catchphrase on the way out.
Which one is that? I got many on. What you talking about?
Remember, tough times don't laugh. Only tough people do it. I love when you say that shit, my nigga. That's the realest shit ever. I'm telling you. That's.
Yeah, I'll do that for you, folks. Y'all continue to support the channel. Support our other channel, Clutch Factory. We just starting that off. And then subscribe to 2 Cents channel. And like I say, man, come back next Sunday at 8 o'clock. You know, we're going to get it popping. We on the Bud Buddy's head. I told you, I'm real proactive. You know what I mean? Only 1 or 2 of y'all came in here today. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about on the live. That's on the comment section, on the live. You know what I'm saying? So I want y'all to go tell them ones that be in the comment section of my videos talking, bring they behind on here. We ready for them. And remember, tough times don't last. Good people do. Don't knock yourself. Call them in the hotline. Remember you matter. Y'all all have a good night. Jay Stone, have a good night, brother. Subscribe to 2 Cents.
Bless you.
Subscribe to 2 Cents channel. I'm out, man.